All right, what's up, Juggalos? This is Scotty D from Faygoluvers.net, and I'm here with Lavel on the phone. We've got a whole bunch of questions that we got to get answered about this new mixtape, Diamond Cuts Volume 1, that just came out. It just dropped Friday. People were getting it in the mail like Saturday. As soon as they got it, my email started blowing up with questions and everything. So lots of controversial shit on there. So first of all, let's get to Lavel and let's just let him have the floor. What's up, Lavel?
What up, Scotty? First off, I want to say that this is America and it's called freedom of speech. And second of all, the history of hip-hop started with battle raps. This is a mixtape. It's not an album. It's a mixtape with all types of different beats from other years and everything. This is just another chapter of personal issues that I wasn't able to defuse over the phone or through mail or through any type of communications that I was trying to make with Jay or Alex or anybody from Psychopathic Records. It is a situation where this might not have been the best way to do it, but this is the way I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I do music, and I've never done it this way. I've never put my music down and put myself out there, spit raps like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's therapy for me. That's the way I got it out. You know, and I just kind of want to know, Scotty, what's some of the emails, you know what I'm saying, and clear Faygoluvers.net up, so y'all ain't know nothing was on this mixtape. You know what I'm saying? This mixtape is for entertainment. I wanted to clear y'all up so y'all don't have anything to do with my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah. One of the things that we want to get out there is that the mixtape, don't get me wrong, is fresh as hell, but you know, we didn't know of anything that was going to be on this mixtape before it came out. We knew we were going to do an interview, and the opinions on the mixtape are you know, of Lavel, and you know, we're just staying neutral in this and letting everybody speak their side. If Psychopathic wants to come back and say what they think about it, then they're more than welcome. So, as far as the emails, one of the biggest things that came up was whenever you were talking about doing the Katrina benefit show, you know, you said one thing that Twisted did for you was, you know, they came out and did your Jam for Jewel for your daughter for absolutely nothing, and then we go back and see on the new mixtape that the song that Misery put out a couple of years ago called Untwisted, you know, which is a Twisted Psychopathic diss song, was on there. And my homie SCM from Juggalo News said that, you know, putting a Twisted diss song on there after they did that for you was a little fucked up, and you know, I don't know, it kind of seems a little controversial. So you want to clear that up?
Well, basically, there's Eminem on there dissing ICT. There's ICT on there dissing Eminem. There's Afro Man on there. I mean, that goddamn song, This Is ABK. ABK's on that song, Rockstar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he know that shit was on there. I mean, it's called entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? And the motherfuckers I'm talking to know what I'm talking about and who I'm saying it to. Now, Juggalos can get all sensitive and take it out of context, but it's called entertainment. It gives you something to do, because we all gotta admit that there ain't really shit going on right now. You know what I'm saying? When Juggalos see me at the gathering, I'm up to 5. I can't even motherfucking move. I'm having a ball. I think it just be me and Killer up late as hell, hanging out at the gathering until the motherfucking sun come up. And that song, I already talked to Paul earlier about that anyway. That song, that's a beef that they got something to do with. And as far as the ABK and Esha, I think that's they shit. I just did a mixtape because this was the way I needed to express my motherfucking shit and to get my shit out there. And that Grill song, Shaggy Name, just kind of fit perfect with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But really, I got a beef with Joe Bruce, and I don't know if he want to fix that, then he need to fix that. But I got a beef with Joseph Bruce, and that needs to be addressed between me and him. And some of his fans listen to my music. That's the reason we doing this interview, Scotty. You know?
Right. A lot of the juggalos out there are kind of on the feeling of, you know, why diss the thing that I'd say at least 50% of your fans are probably juggalos too. I guess a lot of people just don't understand why diss the one thing that you know that at least half of your fans. You know what I mean?
Scotty, let me tell you exactly why. You know me. I'm gonna tell you exactly why 50% of my fans are juggalos. It's because of who I am. It's not because of my music. Because I've never had a national release. All my releases have been regional. I've never, Psychopathic knows that the juggalos feel me, and every time I've ever performed, anytime I did anything, beats, features, juggalos felt my shit. But for some reason, I ain't never been released nationally on Psychopathic Records. Now, Juggalos, you know what I'm saying? Now you can see that the Juggalos watch what the fuck I'm doing. Why wouldn't you fucking fuck with a nigga that's doing some shit like that? But you know, honestly, I can never hate on Psychopathic Records as a company, because that company is shit. To run a company for like 15 years like that and to put it down like that. But some motherfuckers on that label got issues, and they come, and everything comes full circle. It's called karma. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I personally, I'm so clear and clean with mine. I know when I can see through a motherfucker, and I know when I can see some sourness. And sometimes I just need to let that be known. I need to let some shit be known. So if niggas don't want to say nothing, come out and get this shit together, then I'm gonna continue to let the truth be known. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even really touch on. Y'all think I touched on something? I ain't even really touched on shit yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what y'all scared of. You know, let me read me something else negative. I'm just trying to figure out what's the negatives and what's the positives. I feel like the negatives are people speculating. Oh, it's finally some heat to talk about. That's why that was so smart to put that out. I'm not even selling them. I'm giving away with orders. Giving the motherfucking CD away free with orders. I'm not even selling. I just wanted to do this because this shit needs to get out. And that's why I deal with Scotty. You know what I'm saying? I got a full-fledged studio. I could have did this shit on my shit, but I needed to come from space where, like you say, 50% of my fans are juggalos. But I ain't never been signed to Psychopathic Records juggalos. Y'all been supporting me just off me being me. I don't even say juggalo in my raps. I'm just Lavel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of hostility in the email saying, you know, like this one kid said something, you know, he said, ask him how many less people would have heard of his sorry ass if it wasn't for ICP making him a supervillain. You know what I mean? It's all kinds of hatred in the emails. And to be honest with you, I can see at face value where they might be coming from, but you know, that's why we're talking to you right now. So.
Well, honestly, the supervillains, and as far as me working with Psychopathic on the production level, and working with them, as far as people heard of me or whatever, people heard of me, and I've been putting it down since 2000 with Twisted on the Freak Show tour, on the Rock the Dead tour, then on the Freak Show tour, then the second half of the motherfucking Freak Show tour, Jay going to kick me off of it because I didn't leave the Freak Show tour, go on the Bizarre tour with him. That's about the same time when he kicked Blaze off. He was about to sign me, take me out on the Bizarre tour, and have me be the new zombie or whatever. Everybody's seen that post. And this shit has went full circle. Now it finally came to a head like a motherfucking, like a pimp about to bust. And I'm the motherfucker that busted, you know. And the supervillains was the shit. The supervillains is still going to be the shit. I'm a supervillain for life. I got paperwork from Psychopathic Records where I run with that shit. That's still me. I'm still going to be I'm not a supervillain because motherfucking Jay and Eshawn came up with a dope-ass idea. They came up with it, but I was born a motherfucking supervillain. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the national exposure. What I can't understand is why wouldn't you capitalize on the national exposure? You know, I might as well enter the motherfucking Underground Psychos contest and got me a record deal. I know I would have won.
Right.
I mean, give me a fucking break here.
Well, you just mentioned, and it just brought up a good point. A couple of years back, InsaneClownPosse.com did actually mention that you were the next artist on Psychopathic Records. I do remember seeing that. What happened with that?
What happened is I did a song called Midwestern Union, and they give props to every rapper in Detroit, including Eminem. And this was the time that Eminem was beefing with ICP. That's the real reason I've never got signed to Psychopathic Records. That's the real reason. And another reason is because I never really pressed it like that. I went in there as a producer. I'm a producer first, and I'm an artist second. I'm putting together a roster right now with just hot artists. You know what I'm saying? And I just like to do good music. I mean, I just don't want nobody to take my energy. And maybe you might feel this mixtape is negative energy, and you know why it is? Because I'm getting it out of my system so that I can continue on with my motherfucking life. Because we weren't able to sit down. Me and Alex actually chopped it up. We did chop it up. We did take care of some things. And he told me to give it a little time and try and talk to Jay about a couple of issues where I won't really get into the financial issues where I'm short 6 figures from Psychopathic Records. But I would never say nothing about that because we family for life, right? We ride, we putting it down. Well, when does a nigga advance? When do you advance? Why do you think ABK left? He been putting it down when his ass couldn't even see his kids. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers put it down, and then they look for a little. Okay, you want give me a piece of a cookie if you ain't gonna give me a cookie. You know what I'm saying? Give me a piece of a cookie and let me know that the other cookie is up in the cabinet, the rest of the cookie in the cabinet, and I get to. You know what I'm saying? Don't just sit there and don't keep telling me it's gonna be all good. Everybody gonna be this, everybody gonna be that. That shit, motherfucking Twisted would have been and blew up if that was the case. I just see the future over there, and ICP are always gonna be a legend, and they always gonna be hot, and Twisted always gonna be, to me, a better group, and never get past them niggas, and that's what I've seen, and that's why I'm doing my own shit.
You've been talking about through the whole interview about this is just a mixtape. This is just a mixtape. There's, you're talking about the beef tracks at the end of the album.
I don't mean to cut you off, Scotty.
That's cool.
I just got this on my mind. If you listen to it, it's not even original fucking beats. It's not mastered. It's put together. It's kind of like a goddamn tabloid, except it's got the truth in it. Because first of all, you can't speak on the motherfucker's character and lie, because your ass should go to jail. You understand what I'm saying? It's called, you can get sued. But I'm not lying about shit on there. You know what I'm saying? I say Joe's name in one of the songs. The motherfuckers don't do that. And if you listen to any Psychopathic motherfucking releases, ICT and them releases, and I mean anybody, everybody, motherfuckers always talking shit. I was just over Blaze House the other day. He had to explain to me before the A&B record came out. There's a song on there where he kind of dissed. He ain't really dissing us, but it's gonna sound like that. If it's gonna sound like that, nigga, that's what you doing. Because the timing is too perfect. But it's a sneak diss, and I'm tired of all this sneaky shit. We need to get back to making good music, having some motherfucking fun, because everybody just sitting around crying and acting like babies and sneaking and bullshitting and shit, man. I like to make hot motherfucking music. That's all I like to do, man. Finish your question, man.
Well, you just said that it was a sneak diss, but it was said, so it should be real, right?
Can it be real? I would like it to be real. So we can have it in the air, and we can make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? We can have some fun with this shit. Let's make it be real, because when everybody hear it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he told me personally that it's not." And that's my nigga. We drank a 40 when we was talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, whatever. You know, but this is music, man. I've heard shit where on Mirror Mirror when Blaze go and talking about you got Pink Eye. He hadn't even wrote his verse yet. I came up in that motherfucker. I had Pink Eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the night that song's being done, this is what his verse talking about, some dude with his eye all pink. I mean, it's just called sneak dissing to me. I don't think motherfuckers should sneak diss. I think if you a grown ass motherfucking man, you need to quit hiding behind the motherfucking paint, man. That's honestly what I think, and that's why I'm on the phone with Faygoluvers.net, man. And I don't want nobody to be thinking like y'all motherfucking on my side and all that shit. Nigga, I give you motherfucking Joe's cell phone number and his home number so you can call him and he can clear whatever I said. It's easy. It ain't even that hard. It's just everybody quitting being so sneaky and blinding everybody. They heard the nigga when he said, "We sorry we tricked you." I mean, the nigga did say, "We sorry we tricked you." But I'm just keeping it real, man. My name is Mr. Fucking Realist, ain't it? So now y'all seeing what it is, man. And I'm sorry. You can love me or you can hate me, but then I know who I got. I need to know who I got with me so I can run, man. I ain't got time for this bullshit, man.
Okay, well, you said that back to the Mirror Mirror thing, with Blaze saying the pink eye and shit. Well, yeah. You said that he's trying to be sneaky about it, but you're blatantly saying that Shaggy should put a gun in his mouth and blow his grill out. You know what I mean? So that's
funny as hell, though. You just laugh.
Well, shit, man. I mean, that's kind of blatantly,
I didn't say suicide. You ever heard the song by Nelly called Grills?
Yeah.
Sing the hook for me, dog.
I heard it. I didn't say I knew it.
Sing the hook for me, man. You know, say "Smile for Me, Daddy." You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, the song originated saying "Smile, bitch, nigga. What the fuck you laughing?" You know what I'm saying? But it fits, and you know why it fits? 'Cause Jay loves Shaggy so motherfucking much. You know, and I wouldn't have never put that on there if it wasn't good. It's good. You know what I'm saying? I think it's good. And Shaggy, when you hear this, Shaggy don't even get on the internet, so he probably never hear this from Jay or somebody. But he should have stood up for me when Joe got mad at me and Killer for doing that New Year's Eve show. Nobody ever knew that they got pissed about that shit, but they got pissed. That's why they didn't support it. And that's the reason I'm not with Psychopathic Records. That's the real reason.
Well, you were talking about the everybody else dissing and everything or whatever. What about Esham and ABK? I mean, they're on a couple of tracks, and
I really can't speak on Esham and ABK. ABK has some he going through some shit with some lawyers. He ain't necessarily like fuck them. I heard he's on your shit. He wasn't like fuck them. His rap didn't even diss him to me. It sounded like he was a hero on there against me and Esham to me, to be honest. What you hear? You know what I'm saying? Super, you far from there. I'm the hero from the hood. Clearly, me and Esham super villains. So I don't, his shit didn't really sound like a diss to me. I'm sure he got a couple issues, but Killer be straight up about business. I get a little emotional and a little more personal and a little more real with my shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got to stay at. You know, I'm gonna stay at that regardless. You know what I'm saying? When I'm putting my records out, you know what I'm saying? But Esham, everybody know Esham didn't never like Joe the whole time he was at the motherfucking label.
And I think that's one of the issues of why Joe was never really latched on to Esham, because they knew it wasn't really real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Esham started Real Life Productions is Psychopathic Records is mockery behind Real Life Productions. It's exactly the way Esham put his label together, except that Alex and Joe and them were a little more savvy, and they sold a lot more records. And I don't even think Esham is bitter about that. I think that Esham is trying to figure out how the fuck don't you have a seat upstairs in one of them offices. You know what I'm saying? When you took all your shit from him. That's what I'm thinking Esham is tripping about. But Esham just called me from the studio. He making beats. I'm like, man, this shit all over there. He like, man, come making some beats, man. What you doing? Come on, let's make some beats. You know what I'm saying? He's not even thinking about that shit. He's so used to this music and this controversy, man. And basically, them niggas grown and they do what they want to do. I did this because I wanted to do. That song was originally with me and Scraps because I went down to my loft and I had these beats I was writing. He came to visit, drunk the beer, wrote a rap. Ain't had nothing to do with nobody or nothing. He just wrote a dope-ass rap. Esham came and heard it. Esham jumped on it with me and Scraps. ABK came and heard it. I mean, that song is, you know what I'm saying? We had to put it together like that. It's perfect, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like we ain't never did no music before. We just doing that because Psychopathic Records, we ain't working with. Psychopathic Records ain't God, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I love the Juggalo thing, that the shit they put together is the shit. And that's the only fun I ever really had. Was with when I'm chilling with the fans, you know. When me and Jay went out alone, that was the shit. But me and Jay is doing business together is whack. I don't think it could ever work because he should not be involved in so much business. He should be creative the way he is. He should just create some motherfucking music. Pick, you know what I'm saying? If you think an artist got some talent, let him use this fucking talent. When he's done, come in with whatever fucking talent he can come with. Come in with yours because you know that your shit works and make it happen. And then Psychopathic Records would continue to be big.
Right.
You know, and really, Scotty, you know, from me to you, when I sat in the meeting, when I was over there, and Alex is the motherfucking business mastermind, and Joe was the creative mastermind. You want to know how it's held together. Alex said he's retiring because the music's been the same way it used to be. So what future do I have over there?
All right, now where were we?
I think we was kind of just talking about how Alex said he's going to be retiring. I think he said like the next 5 years or something.
All right.
You know? I mean, because you got to admit, dog, the music industry, especially for the underground, is just not as viable because when you grow, your bills grow. You know what I'm saying? And that's you know what I'm saying? Everybody could be like, Killer should stay. Yeah, he got a house, he got kids, he got shit to pay. You growing. As he grows, his bills grow. That's with anybody. That's with anybody, man. That's why it's like the music industry is not dying, but people need to motherfucking rejuvenate what's going on and quit just thinking that motherfuckers got it figured out. It's not figured out. It's called the way Great Malenko was put together. That shit was put together off having fun. The way Snoop Dogg's first record got together was off chemistry and having fun. The Dr. Dre first Chronic, the motherfucking AC/DC's Back in motherfucking Black. Them shits are put together on energy. Them motherfuckers don't go in there and straight up thinking about it all crazy like this is what this is gonna be. This is what, you gotta make good music. This shit is not. I'm in it, Scotty. So it's not growing. The underground is not motherfucking growing. You know how it's growing? It's growing through the juggalos like the Clash. You know what I'm saying? He putting some shit out. Killer C. You know, motherfuckers keep growing like they calling it juggalo internet rap. But they ain't understanding that's the next underground. And I need to clear some space so I can embrace that.
Right.
Any of them artists want to fuck with me, I'm a professional producer. I put it down. I got motherfucking credentials. You know, not just from juggalos and psychopathic and all of that. I got credentials from Rolling Stone, FYE, for that Man Smith Twisted record. Twisted let me go. Twisted trusted me, and they put me in the studio and they let me motherfucking go. And I want to bring everything else to the front and not just filter everything through the same spot. And that's where the mistakes are coming in, because Twisted should clearly have Magic Records / Psychopathic Records and be dropping Sam Haywood's Killer's record next and then RLC record. That's what the shit should be. I'm tired of all this bullshit, man. I'm sorry, man. I got to say it, man.
Before we move on to another topic, let's kind of wrap up the whole mixtape drama and everything. Obviously, you clearly have beef with Joe, but there's a lot of other names mentioned on that thing. Is there anything else that you want to say to clear that up?
I don't mention nobody's name but Joe's. Oh, when I said Blaze, A&B and Blaze sleeping on my couch?
Right.
I mean, I got a house, you know, Psychopathic Records, basically bought a house and let me rent it out. It was close to the studio. I lived in that house by myself for a minute. You know, it was like I could walk to the motherfucking studio. This is about the time I worked when Prince got fired, and I was working double time for like 4 months that I didn't get paid for. But I had the house, you know, and then Blaze was still, you know, living with Mad Drops and shit. And I was like, you know, I'm a single dude. That nigga might as well come over here and live with me. You know what I'm saying? We doing the same shit. We in the music, this and that. But the energy at that house, man, it was like I was working like crazy. Was not getting paid for it. I was not creating. I was not making no beats. I was just in that bitch like a Dubai. And it just had a lot of bad energy in that house, man. And I think me and Jay got too close at that point. He lived right down the street. That nigga was coming over like every day. Most of the time it was the shit. We hang out. When we hang out, we the shit. But, you know, he's a workaholic. That's why the nigga sold millions of records. The niggas stay in the studio. But I'm like, dude, you are draining me. I'm not even fucking worth shit right now. Can I go have a motherfucking dinner with my mom? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was basically being slaves living over at that fucking house. Honestly, I'm gonna go out there and say that shit because I haven't been paid for them overtime hours to this day. That ain't got nothing to do with my publishing and the royalty I never even asked for, because I'm going off promises of the future that we all gonna grow to have together as a company. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the reason I said that. And then you know, I still got shit over there, so I'm going to get shit. And then he bring Axe Murder Boys over there. You know what I'm saying? Because Axe Merkowitz had to come through their record. They had to live at the house. I had already moved out and bought me a house though. You know what I'm saying? So they moved them with Blaze. You know, and it's another dude. It's the mystery rapper on there. I don't want to be so much of a hater and give up his mystery rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's not do that.
I don't want to be that much of a hater, but A&B was over there. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't a diss to A&B or Blaze, but A&B and Blaze was sleeping on my couch that I bought at that house. Those shits is facts. Shits is facts. That's why I'm saying them, because they're facts, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't coming off of this trying to make no dollar. That's why that mixtape free from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one gonna be free. And I might have some more shit to say if a nigga don't give me a call and get some issues together. And really, Scotty, me and you as friends, I hope you don't take it as serious as some of these younger juggalos that take it like, oh no, that's my clique. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is some music you listen to. This shit is not a cult. This shit is not David Koresh. You know what I'm saying? Please, let's have some motherfucking fun. This is a goddamn mixtape. I know where them niggas live. If it was real beef, I'd have been over to your house. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These are issues that I need to get off my chest. And if a nigga want to take it to that, then like I said, you want to take it to the streets, then we can take it to the streets. Take it to where you want to take it. I'm going to take it where it needs to be, though, you know?
But don't you think that, I don't know what all was done and attempted before you put out the mixtape, but don't you think that that shit might have gotten, more would have gotten accomplished by doing it, like, face-to-face rather than, putting it all over the internet?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. I send you my phone bill. I had to talk to Alex through letters for me and him to sit down together. I had to have my dad actually take him letters. This is what they do. These cats, they built such an empire, and they did it on their own. They feel they don't owe anybody shit, and they don't. But you ain't gonna play a nigga like a record. You know what I'm saying? You still need to tie your ends up, which Alex did. Tied his ends up in some type of way. You know, it was on the way where we would continue to work together, where I was supposed to be working on Twisted record this summer. It's not going to happen. I was supposed to be working on Blaze record coming up like next month. It's not going to happen. I was supposed to do A&B's whole record. I did A&B's first track in the Lotus Pod by myself after the motherfucking, the Hollow Wicked after party. After I performed, hung out all night drunk, I took A&B to the studio, let them stay in my room, and did their first song together, tired and drunk as hell. Because I got love for that shit like that, you know? And I tried, and me and Alex tied up some things, because Jay, what happens if you ain't affiliated with Psychopathic Records, they don't even want you to, like, have dinner with a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They, like, don't even talk. That shit is like jail. That shit's some weird shit, man, But it's like, they told all of the artists not to even work with me. I got it put in the contract where the artists, they can't tell the artists not to work with me. That's like fucking with my money and my company.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Really, politic-wise, you ain't gonna fuck with me. Blaze has fucked with me since his first motherfucking record. You know what I'm saying? Twisted's been fucking with me since they motherfucking first tour. Why wouldn't they keep fucking with me? You know what I'm saying? Because of Jay, because of Joe Bruce and the way they run their company. And when they got to that issue where I felt like it was like, okay, you're going to come between me and my friends, then it's on. And that's where we at right now.
All right, that's cool. Well, I just wanted to wrap up some stuff with the mixtape before we, because there were actually some other questions, prior to the mixtape being out. So I just wanted to. Is there anything else that you want to add to the mixtape discussion?
The mixtape is fun, and the next one's coming out. The super is called The Villains versus Heroes, man. The mixtape is fun. There is some sensitive issues on there because, I think it really does come out like motherfuckers is talking about that shit like, oh my God, because it comes out of my heart like that. But really, I live 10 minutes away from Violent J. If y'all really want to know the real, you understand what I'm saying? It ain't like you. It could get there, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't there. I don't even want to take it there. I'm about to ABK on the way over here right now. We about to do a motherfucking song. You understand what I'm saying? He bringing some brews. We gonna do a song and probably do another motherfucking mixtape song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to me, if motherfuckers can't take it, then they need to get out the kitchen, man, because it's hot than a motherfucker this year, man. It's 2006, Scotty, man, and here it go, man. You know, back in the old days, you wouldn't even be allowed to talk to me, Scott. I mean, come on, dog, let's just keep it real, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the old days, this shit would be for Juggalo dudes to even put them shits up, put that mixtape up, and let him download it for free, thinking he's getting at me. Why do you think he's getting at me, dude? That's not even my album. That's not even my album. That's something for everybody to hear because I want to address these issues and I want everybody to hear these issues. That's the reason I put it out, you know. And he wouldn't even been able to allow to do that, and he was not even on my side, you know. And not to say that you are on my side, but he was just like, I'm putting them shits up like he put up Nathan Funk. I'm putting them shits up. Dude, them dudes ain't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Them dudes are grown men that got to take care of their family. They not going to get them niggas no cookies for doing that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing that, man, and keep it alive because as you can notice, the way it used to be done, there was like 50 sites. Now there ain't nothing like 3, 4, 5 sites left.
Yeah.
Like real sites with real information. I mean, that shit ain't work. And that's why I hope y'all site stay the way it is, man. That way it'll be the only one that you know where the fuck to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's been our whole theme is staying with the underground, not just psychopathic, not just juggalo shit, just everybody shit. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something, man. Esham is the creator of the underground. Psychopathic Records is the king of the underground.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. With some of the decisions that's being made over at that label, they not going to stay the king of the underground. I'm sorry. And I don't never talk like that. I only talk like that when that shit is real. So that's. I mean, we can move on to something more positive if you like, but I mean, I don't really know what else to say. But either you ride or you die, man. You can't just be sitting around this bitch letting people fuck over you. You'll be the one of the weakest individuals ever.
Well, let's move on to some other questions that we got from emails. You got a full length LP that's not any mixtape. It's all professionally produced and mastered and all that stuff called Lavel from Hell coming out. I'm guessing sometime soon, right?
Man, I mean, I don't know how that album gonna come out after all the noise this motherfucking album did made. Yeah, man, but I got, you know, that record's basically done, man. And the fucked up thing about that record, and the reason I kind of slowed down and hesitated on that record, because I got the whole family on that record, man. From Joe Bruce to Twisted to Blaze to Esham and Jay doing the song together, and it's probably some of the best work that I've done ever. You know what I'm saying? And I produced some of it. Fritz produced some of it. Mike P produced like my single, like my best song. Mike P from Rug Island.
Right.
And this other guy, D.L. Jones, produced another one of my singles. And it's a real good record, and I'm going to have to revamp the record. And I've never even given the record to Alex. Joe heard the record, and Joe told me straight up officially, like, man, you got some hits on that record. You got some shits on that record. Even me and Blaze did a song, James. He took me and Blaze's last verse. Me and him flipped back and forth. He was like, shit, I want to be in James. He spit a verse on it, you know. But that shit, it's ready. I got 30 songs to that album.
Damn.
You know, and I could put it together and drop it. But, man, you can't just be dropping records when they can download 1,200 motherfuckers. They can download your record one night, 1,200 people. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got to go with the new wave, with the new system, man. I got to stay current, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm producing hot artists, and I'm going to put my roster together, and I'm going to have my production company go up, you know, and just start making noise doing shows, man. That record is coming out this year, though. You know,
so it is still going to come out?
Oh, no, it's got to come out. That's how I pay my motherfucking bills, nigga. I do music. You know what I'm saying? But I want to introduce some of my newer art. I'm working with 2 other artists. You know, I'm working with Flagrant and another artist called Asteria. and I want to kind of put them on there with me to kind of introduce them to the game, you know, and bring something that's been missing. Scotty, man, really all of this frustration, all this mixtape, all this shit just comes from frustration. Like, everybody know what I've been through with my baby and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? It comes, and the only thing that ever helped me has been this music. And then I feel like I'm being clogged up. I'm trying to stay real, keep it Detroit. But the only record label in Detroit is Psychopathic Records.
Right.
And when the goddamn president retiring, what do? What do you do? Shady Records ain't here. Top Dog Records ain't here. Real Life Production, it's you know, I have an option with them to put out my record. You know, I've been talking. There's an option to put out my record with Real Life, but I'm really looking to take this and spread it wider than it has been spread, because I think that it had its time. It could have been capitalized, be even bigger. But I think the doors was closed too much over at Psychopathic, because I think the Psychopathic can make the underground bigger than it really is, man, because there's a lot of hot-ass talent out there. Straight up, man. I read this dude, man, did a verse dissing me, he ain't killer, Psychopathic. I'm like, how you doing and you ain't even on their label? You should have been hollering at me, nigga. I could have gave you some beats. You know what I'm saying? But everything is all, like I said, I live 10 minutes from them niggas, man. If I'm on some negative shit, then there wouldn't even be no mixtape shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm on some, I do music, man. This shit start with beat, battle, and just whatever. That's what it started with. If you go online and Google the history of hip hop, you gonna see beefs, motherfucker. I mean, come on, man. That's what it is. And nigga, I'm a part of history. And here I go.
Going back to some of the artists that you're working with, a lot of people emailed me about about you and ABK working together and maybe doing some future Crazy Clan shit. Is that possible?
We got 5 songs we did.
Oh, nice.
We did them shits, and they good. They real good. And there was a song that got took off of Dirty History because it wasn't time to expose the Crazy Clan as of yet. You know, and that's why Sam Hain Witch Killers keep getting out exposed. Those are the shit I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. It don't take nothing for us to put together a good ass record. Like Sam Hain was almost done. That shit got shut down. You know, Crazy Clan, we can do that shit in 2 weeks. And you know what the Crazy Clan do? They ain't dissing nobody.
Yeah.
They drink and party. You know what I'm saying?
Well, ABK mentioned in his interview that something about Psychopathic were kind of afraid of what might happen with the Crazy Clan blowing up or whatever.
I wouldn't think that a record label would be afraid of something blowing up that they're gonna get some money out of. But there are, like I say, when you a person that create music and run business, you can't do them both.
Mm-hmm.
You can do them both for your group only. It'll work. But for you know, if you're gonna have creative control and figure out what artists do on your label, and you're an artist yourself, it's just not gonna work. That's what I think Killer was really trying to say.
That's true. A couple of people are asking how could they get together with you and work with you on either songs, or are you looking for any new artists for your label?
You can I don't have a label. Let's clear that up.
All right.
It's called Diamond Cuts Productions. I'm a production. I will put you a record together, industry standard, and maybe even help you with some connects where your shit can sound good enough to get motherfucking signed. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the structure of putting together a song from doing it so long, and to be able to mix it and to have it sound good, and to I'm able to complement your sound. That's what I do as a producer. That's what Diamond Cut Production is. I don't have a actual record label myself because I'm a producer. I'm not a goddamn you know what I'm saying? A Suge Knight or nothing like that.
Right.
I don't put records out. I produce records.
So,
they get that. I mean, diamondcuts.com. That shit will be up real soon, man. But right now, you can just hit me on the email, man. Or just, you know, I'm going to put some information up about that. That's an issue I've been waiting to put up diamondcuts.com so that everybody will be able to get that. But that's going to be a site where you can actually cop beats right off of it.
Nice.
You'll be able to cop like
kind of like Fritz's site.
But I've been meaning to sit down with Fritz about some of his business savvy, man. But he produced like 3 songs on my album, man. He hot, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, but I want it to be where it's professional, where it's got the agreement and everything up there. When you buy the beat, nobody else will get it. It's yours, you know what I'm saying? And there'll be options where you can actually fly out here and work in my studio. I got a full HD Pro Tools studio. $100,000 studio I'm working out of every motherfucking day. So I'm gonna put that information up, but I've been kind of waiting for the diamondcuts.com to go up there so everybody can get the information. You can cop a beat for $250 or you can cop a beat for $5,000. You know what I'm saying? Because I make 5 beats a day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well,
all of them don't be hot. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So that might be one of them 250 boys. You get the Pro Tools, you lace that bitch up, you know. But some of them is just like ad rap, nigga, you know. That's what I do, man. I like to have fun to make music, guys.
I hear you. Well, that's all the questions I've got. I mean, a lot of them were repeats, so I mean, that's pretty much everything that I've got. But if you want to add anything, you're more than welcome to. I've got about 5 minutes of tape left.
I just wanna no, I ain't about to speak for 5 minutes. I just wanna clear everything up, man. That you know, if it was some beef like the shit was going to the streets, then it would have been in the streets. It would have been on the news. It wouldn't have been on the mixtape. You know, and like I keep saying, the history of rap music comes from battles and beef. Not that I'm saying I'm taking any of my words back, but those words are for the person that those words are for. And that's just the way the game is. Like, if you listen, now I guess I'm bringing a new thing to the Juggalo world with this mixtape shit, because I know the Riders put shit out, but they put it out as characters. This is motherfuckers on the tape saying what they really wouldn't say on their regular record. You know, this is shit that needs to be out, needs to be heard. Everybody needs to quit living in the dreamland and understand what the fuck this rap game is. This is $1 million business. This is the only business that doesn't suffer doing the goddamn what do you call that shit when everybody broke? The success.
The depression.
The depression. You know what I'm saying? The entertainment business don't suffer, and motherfuckers do some deep shit, man. You know, I'm short than a motherfucker in my pockets. You know what I'm saying? But I'm rich in education and knowledge. You know, and that's one thing that I'm happy to be happy about. And I knew that Juggalos would get mad because Joe and Joey created Juggalos. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are. But Juggalos only know about me because of who I am. You know what I'm saying? And Juggalos can just I need to know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If some Juggalos gonna roll with me, then they gonna roll with me. If some not, then some not. But this is what it's gonna be. I'm gonna continue to grow as me, and my art is gonna continue to grow as me. And I ain't out to impress nobody. I ain't out to motherfucking kiss nobody's ass or nothing. I'm just Lavel, and I'm gonna stay Lavel, man. That's it, man. That's all I can do is just be me and just wake up tomorrow. You know?
Before we wrap up, you have any tours planned or anything?
I got some shows, some events put up on the events page, and I've been talking with Tech 9 Camp about going out there with them on that new tour. You know what I'm saying? That he got coming up. So those are the 2 things I'm doing them shows with just on the website on lavelstreet.com, and also been talking with Travis and Tech about going out with them on the next tour.
Cool. You want to say anything about any future Supervillains projects?
Hey man, that's kind of, you know, the Supervillains thing. I'm Mr. Hart, you know, and the Mr. Hart thing kind of originates from the J-Ho thing. If anybody's affiliate knows about the Crazy Clan, J-Ho was the same character as Mr. Hart. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they gave me that character. J-Ho stands for James Ho. My first name is James, and I was a male Ho back when I created that character. So that's really what that comes from. But Mr. Hart is going to be dropping some shit, you know what I'm saying? And I've been talking with Esham, and I haven't really talked You know, if y'all know, I ain't talked to Joe or Joey. You know what I'm saying? But supervillains don't die. That's all I can say about that.
Do you think that there's any chance of you and Psychopathic ever patching things up?
Far as personally or business wise?
Both.
I think maybe business first. You know what I'm saying? I think business would be the more logical way. Only way personally, it's kind of like when you mix business with pleasure. Me and Jay hung out too much. Once we hung out too much, that's when all the business shit fell through. So, business-wise, hell yeah, I'm down. Personal-wise, I'm straight.
Well, all right, man. Unless you got anything else to say, I'm going to wrap this up.
Wrap it up, man, and let's keep it moving, dog. No bullshit in 2006. Look out for Diamond Cuts, Villains versus Heroes, nigga.
All right. And Juggalos, Juggalos, thanks for listening, and we'll be bringing you more on Lavel in the coming months. Thanks.